everybody can see now their land is ready.
Right.
And they're going to have the police, they're going to give them more money so they can keep the killing down. And unless it's a miracle, they're not going to do it in the churches unless we help the churches get a better understanding, which as soon as we get time, we will, you know. But we're not bound to do everything, you know what I mean?
Right.
In other words, we're not bound to, we gotta save the world, we're not superheroes. Well, we say we are to make the white man mad, but if Allah infuse you with certain stuff at a certain time, people will think that that's what you are. Now, you can play like you are if you're just playing, but if you start thinking you're a superhero for real, you can call it a day.
Right, yeah.
If you ever change from giving it to Allah, that's why I love that I went through every change that I went through. I love that I had all the money in the world. To me, it was all. And I gave most of it away. But you know what? I wind up with more money than everybody else that tried to keep all their money. And then I don't even, it's not that I don't want it, but, you know, we'll get whatever we need to do what we need to do. The point is, they arranged this. They arranged all other marches, or most of them. They arranged the alternative radio over there, alternative TV.
Yeah.
And we had a chance to see all that. Ayub was here, he watched the guys, how they start off on a certain level, then poof, they ease them on into their alternative media. They start off talking with us, working with us, and then they transition to that. We don't transition with them. They transition. We know more than they do. That don't make no difference. They tell the story. They want their people to tell the story. That way nothing will ever get done.
Right.
Okay. So that's where we are. That's where we are. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that makes sense. That's satanic, man. You know,
that's who's running the world. Remember, the shaitan said, just, all right, since you done throwed me out and all that stuff, I'm going to lie in wait for your own boy. Right? You made me out of fire, and you made him out of dust. I'm better than you. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to wait for him on the right, on the left, and you ain't going to find them niggas. They ain't going to be praising you. I'm going to run them niggas crazy. That's what the shaitan says in the Quran. When I say niggas, I mean humans. I'm running all of them crazy. They're not going to worship you. Now that's a bold old shaitan. He's talking to Allah. And only because Allah gave him a reprieve. He said, okay, you gave me a reprieve, parole for what? Now, right? So he ain't, he don't expect it, long, by and by I'm going to go to heaven. No, I know where I'm headed. I know I'm doomed. But I'm taking 96% of them niggas with me. Yeah, I'm taking them niggas with me. And he's been right throughout history, right?
Yeah.
He got most of them with him. Yeah. Most of the people, they either get on the satanic bus or they ride on the trailer or let them drag them, right?
Yeah, man.
They're headed with him. The percentage of people that talk like we've been talking here, America the good, nobody else would do it. I don't know anybody who would do it. Because the guy has not been nice. He's been mean. He does unnecessarily evil stuff. You know what I mean? The system, the shaitan. So, anyway, I hope that halfway answered the question. No, I believe that they arranged this for that purpose, to gain control of the narrative. But when it's your time to go, if It would have been 50, 70 years ago, America's on the ascendancy. When you're on the ascendancy, there's hardly nothing you can do. You can't do anything to change it, because that's the qadr of Allah taking you. Okay, but once the direction changed, you can't stop it. You can't slow it down. You can't. And that's why we say, why don't they do that? It's so simple. You can't do it. Because the direction and change, right? Why couldn't Rome just change? All they had to do was change one or two things.
Right.
And they would have come up. How come the British, all they had to do is this, that, and why? Because just like on the way up, happy days is here. On the way down, you know, they on the way up, they brutalized Indians, enslaved Negro, boy, they talking about Mexicans, they killed Indians down. What happened up here was nothing. They would knock off population. Mexico City had 500,000 people in 1520, 1535, whatever, 5 or 10 people. They knocked over. And I mean, what they did in Central and South America was pure genocide. What they did up here with the Sioux and Lakota and all that, that was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It wasn't nothing. It don't look, I'm telling you, the population of the Americas were in the multi-millions, and they wiped out. When you talk about, in those days, 20 million people wiped out, 25 million people. Okay, that was Europe ascendancies. That was their ascendancy. Now, the thing is kicking in. And it's turning against them. It ain't nothing they can do. Why don't they do little simple stuff? Why would America why would, just when America needs someone with sanity, why would it pick the craziest man in the world? No matter who put him there, he is the worst thing for America now. Yeah. Worst. Because it's time for America to go. Okay? Now, that's why we're here. We're going to be in on this, and we're going to be in on it in a big way. That's why we're talking about this stuff, and the other people are talking about, you did this, you did that.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody,
It's like, you know, they just, well, y'all ain't watching the news? Y'all don't see what's happening here? And y'all on this paid stuff? Like,
they on that because they're children.
Yeah.
They're children. They're real live children.
They just don't get
And
it.
they can't remember. They can't talk about this because, hell, they don't know nothing about it.
Right, yeah.
They would sound crazy coming up talking about, somebody said, what did you eat last night to make you pop up? Yeah. Right? Talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? If the white man gave him a class on it, he could only teach him what he knew. And it would be apparent. Okay, this is Allah's work we're doing. So, is that about it? Any more questions or comments?
Just check YouTube real quick, see if anything came in. Okay, no, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.